What's up, world? Hey, thank y'all for tuning in. Hey, it's been a very eventful week in the world of entertainment, or black entertainment, if you will, when it comes to dating and relationships. Well, I say last week or two, when you got Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan breaking up. You got the young lady on the dating, the pineapple show, or what have you, dissing this nuclear physicist and everybody going off on her. And then you have the tragic event of a rapper named Trouble, going to some female house and getting deleted by her quote-unquote ex-boyfriend. And all of this, to me, shows you the reason why it is so important that the whole premise of courting needs to come back in full force. Because too many times, we see somebody, we like them, lust after them, whatever you want to call it, and mess around, want to jump in the sack with them, want to move in with them and stuff like that, thinking, we're doing something smart or whatever. And a lot of times, it backfires. And a lot of times it does not end well, especially, if the relationship wasn't, built on a strong foundation in the first place. But like I say, the courting has to be brought back in. We have to get to the point where people are dating, getting to know each other, present yourself as to be, valuable or worthy of being in the other person's presence in both ways. Not worrying about what a woman can do for you or what a man can do for you. I mean, that's going to come with the territory, because you see someone that you're attracted to, or someone you think you may want to be with for a long period of time, not nothing short. And so you showing them that, hey, I can do this, I can do that. And then, then they'll see and say, okay, and then, or they'll be like, hey, I can do this for you, I can do that for you, in their actions and their words. And then, you just eating it all up, and, it's just feeding you, taking it all in. And you be like, man, this is the person, I think this is the right one. And then, you get to know the family and friends and the neighborhoods and stuff like that, and see what stock they come from. And that's the whole tradition of the right way to do it. The way we do it now, nobody in your family know who you did. I remember I was growing up, my mom and dad, probably because we had a house phone, and every time the phone rang, they probably be the one that answers phone sometimes. So, but anyway, like I said, my mom and dad knew, since the majority, not all of them, but the majority of the girls that I was dating or whatever. I mean, they done came to the house, they done dropped them off at their house, just that, meet them at the movies, stuff like that, speak to the family, go to church, whatever the case may be. It was, like I said, it was a whole courting process to learn each other. And sometimes it work out, sometimes it don't, but you need that. You need that process to where, that way, like I said, you can weed it out to where, it won't be like years and years to pass, you know what I'm saying, and you're just wasting time, unnecessary time or what have you. But anyways, like I say, it's important. It's really important to, like I said, do this courting. So like I said, the three examples that I just giving you, I'm gonna break them down each instance and to show you how like the courting process either benefited or would have benefited, these quote unquote situations or couples, depending on what it was. Now we can start off with Lori Harvey, and her breakup with Michael B. Jordan. Now they dated over a year and a half, I guess, and I guess they're saying that they broke up because Michael B. Jordan wanted to get married and Lori Harvey didn't want to get married. Well, a year and a half passed, come to find out that, it's just not gonna work. So they call it quits. Then you got somebody saying, they still in love with each other. But yeah, Michael B. Jordan go to a basketball game and they say he looking all pitiful and sad and not really, into the game like it usually be. But then on the other hand, you see Lori Harvey. They say she's in these provocative pictures, or she's out kicking it with, was it somebody's brother? I forgot, Akon or whoever, somebody's brother. She's out kicking it. And now people say, man, she got on him real quick. Don't care about him at all. Well, let me tell you like this. Women, as they say, are born and raised and bred to save face. They were like, never let nobody see you. Now it's funny. They don't want a man to say nothing. They say if he talk too much, express his feelings, then he like a broad. But yet, if you break up with a female and y'all have, for whatever reason, you gotta walk around like it's the end of the world. You lost the greatest thing in the world, and you don't know what to do without her. But yet she can jump right back out into dating, taking Instagram pictures, TikTok videos, stuff like that, in skimpy clothes, being seen out in public, looking all happy and stuff. When in reality, that's not reality, because that's not what she really is feeling. But she got to make it seem like that it is what it is. We're moving on to bigger and better things. When in reality, we know it's not bigger and better things. In the grand scheme of things, in the long term, you can't live that life forever. You can't keep it up. And Michael B. Jordan, 35, so he's probably, I'm sure he, grew up with a family, so he want family structure, probably want kids. Lori Harvey's probably not ready for that. So she's not ready to settle down because she want to continue to play. And you see how her mom was like basically saying, just continue to do what you do because, hey, I did it. I, was dated and had babies by, two cousins, that's in the streets. And, one went to jail, they nothing, and the other went to jail, whatever the case, got killed, whatever the case may be. I don't know about that part. I do know at least one of them just got released, but I think the Lord's dad. But anyway, then I got older and got married to Steve Harvey, and now I'm set. I did all my plan. Now I'm getting married. So she is like one of the few that can do that. What she's not. And thing about it is times are changing. These guys are not. A lot of these younger guys nowadays are not being built like that because the same atmosphere, the same situation, the same things that Lori Harvey is living off of, these same guys are living off of or feeding off of too. So they're gonna have the same mentality as you have. So to get a guy, so you want these youngsters to think about, you got a dude that continues to think like that and act like that. It's gonna be hard fetched to find this dude 20 years from now and he want to settle down then, because he still probably gonna be trying to living his best life, still thinking he out there, rapping and singing like, still thinking he the Migos at 45 years old, 50 years old. Rick Ross, whatever the case may be. But like I say, she's teaching her daughter something, that she's not teaching her right, she's teaching her wrong. Because everybody is not going to be a Steve Harvey. See, the thing about what Marjorie is, Steve wanted her like 20 years, 30 years ago in Sorrow or whatever. And said he wanted to marry, but she was dealing with somebody, so, and that was it. But then somehow they came back around and they met again. And that's how they got married. Kind of like Boyce Watkins. A lot of people like kind of Boyce Watkins because he married a woman that did not want him when he was up and coming. But now that he, is, famous, I guess, got money, really doing something in his life, now they're married. You see, when you got somebody that wants you when you're younger, so maybe that's what Marjorie is telling her daughter, that okay, now we know that you got a man that really wants you. Now you can go out there and still play. Come back full circle 20 years from now, he'll be there. The difference between Steve Harvey, Boyce Watkins, them two, and Michael B. Jordan is, Michael B. Jordan is already successful. Michael B. Jordan already got his money. Michael B. Jordan can have the pick of the litter. Back them days, Steve Harvey and Boyce Watkins couldn't have the pick of the litter like that. Because let's just say maybe because of their looks or whatever, or they wasn't, making that kind, they wasn't out there like that, making the kind of money, wasn't as famous, and just wasn't catching the eye of, all the women like that. But Michael B. Jordan is. When he's 35 and he can be ready to settle down now and get married. Those two, it took them a while. Well, Steve Harvey was married before, and they said it was a big bill of divorce and stuff like that. But I'm talking about like getting what you want. It don't always work that way. So she's setting her daughter up for failure. Like a daughter 25, look nice, pretty, works out, making a lot of money. That's another thing. She make a lot of money, so really she don't have to quote unquote settle for anybody. But it's not really settling if you're dealing with somebody in your same field and y'all both out there making, millions of dollars and whatever y'all, whatever y'all doing. But again, that whole thing to me is just showing me one, like I say, that's the benefit of court. Some people say, oh man, that court will take too long, just go in there, you just go ahead and just clap them capes and we just move on. Whether or not, because, whatever, ain't nobody trying to date, ain't nobody trying to settle down. But again, you come 10 years from now when Lori Harvey's 35, and Michael B. Jordan's 45, he may or may not be married, she may or may not be married, but his options are going to either remain the same or even grow, because he's a man making a lot of money. 45 ain't that old. You still, I just look at Ron Osley. Ron Osley is old, in his 70s or whatever. He's old. His wife is like, they got like, what, a 12-year-old kid, and she was like 20-something. She's like 35 now. You see what I'm saying? So, when people say, oh, she just want him for his money. Well, hell, that's what all y'all, that's what all women do. So not knocking them, but you want that protection, security. That's what women are raised. That's what women are created to do. You want that, like I said, protection and security. So you go after it, and what you are rightfully supposed to. So don't sit there and knock the man saying that the woman, she just wanted for his money, because that's what you all do. Y'all can sit there and say, oh, love this, love that. Nigga, love don't pay bills. Love don't get you in a nice house. Love don't make you comfortable enough to be able to stretch out in your own house or on some land or drive nice cars and nothing like that. Love ain't gonna do that. So that's the issue. But like I said, that's what the importance of courting is, to get to know each other. And if it doesn't work, then y'all can just, then everybody can just move on, right? It's like, everybody can move on and say, and be like, hey, we tried, it didn't work. Let's just move on. Now I know I learned more about myself, and let's move on to the next one. And there's nothing wrong with that. And like I said, that's the best way. That's the best way to do it. I was talking to a lady the other day about, these relationship situations, stuff like that. And I've said, mentioned how that, it's really not that easy to find somebody the older you get, right? And I was talking, from, talking female, for women or whatever. And she was like, well, I was talking to one of my friends, and, it's really, you try to say it's not that easy, but it actually is, because, I can't think of, it's like I can't think of really a time where, I ain't been hit on at least once a day, like every day. And I said, okay, good. Okay, I'm glad you said it. So let's get deeper. What I meant to say was, what I was trying to say is that, it's not hard for somebody to try to, who want to holler at you, who think that you look good or whatever, for whatever reason or whatever the case may be. Because like Chris Rock said in the joke a long time ago, dude's been trying to, throw that meat at you since you were 12. And they're gonna do it until you die. I said, even believe that every woman in the world, somebody gonna holler at them. If keep yourself up. You see some of these women out there who they got babies by, they got babies, or who they look like. They could be tall, short, skinny, fat, look good, don't look good, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And they say somebody for everybody. It is for, well, to a point it is, because like I say, somebody's gonna try to holler at you if you was a woman. So that's nothing. I mean, everybody, they always try to knock you down. But the key is finding somebody who is, number one, worthy, number one, who can be that provider and that protector, that's going to stay there with you, who's going to continue to rock with you and date you. Because everybody ain't going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, everybody just want to, get, you know what I'm saying, just get in where they fit in. But you want to act like that you have just this unlimited supply of women, unlimited supply of men just, beating down your door. And I mean, like I say, yeah, it is. I mean, y'all are used to dudes doing this since you was 12. Men been rejected. We get rejected all the time. Even from ugly women. People that we would think would be ugly. So it's not this, like I said, so it's not really like you think it is, like say, you're just gonna find a perfect man or what have you, and y'all just be, so y'all live happily ever after, whatever. You're gonna have to end up like selling, like truth be told. So, but I don't want to get off topic. Like I said, this is about courting and dating. Like I said, the importance of courting. You know what I'm saying, bringing it back. Second story we talk about will be, it's been a video going around with a nuclear physicist, or potential nuclear physicist, who got, dumped or dissed or whatever by this young lady in like less than 2 minutes on a dating show, like I said, the Pineapple Show. And everybody knocking her, saying, "Oh man, why you knocked this nuclear physicist and didn't even give him a chance, didn't want to listen." And she went on shows and tried to explain, try to make it seem like, well, the reason why I did that is because I could tell, he, didn't have a personality, or he was just talking about himself, or, so I thought it was cute, so I gave him a little time. I did give him a couple times, but then I didn't have a whole lot of time, to talk, because it was a speed and dating show, and people just called cap. Was saying like, no, you can control the questions. If you wanted him to tell you more about himself, you could have asked the question. You could have asked specific questions. Everybody out there can't. Everybody out there just ain't the greatest. The most comfortable person out there talking to people and dating when you first talk to somebody. Then you got a dude who look like, he might be game goofy in a dating scene, but then you multiply that by, man, I'm on the internet. There are all these people watching, get called to the square, and he's nervous, And he speaking of square, but the thing is that the stuff that she was looking at was really not what's important in a relationship. Now, if you're just trying to go out there and just date somebody, be seen with somebody, maybe be sexually attracted to somebody and say, oh yeah, I want to, have a relationship with that dude, and that's what that's for. But if you're on there trying to actually find somebody who could potentially be a mate, a long-term husband, then that's a dude you should have took more time with. Because that dude, like I said in the other video, if he's from the Woodlands, where he say it is, where he's from, then that's a nice suburb outside of Houston. They got good money, family, family-oriented neighborhood. This dude's talk like he a genius, pretty smart. Going to the military, ain't got to be on the front lines. He look like, he'd be the perfect person that in a few years he's gonna have a family with kids and seen the world with the military and stuff like that. So that's the person that you want to deal with. That's the person you want on your team. But like I said, she didn't even give him the time of day to really actually figure him out. She said she didn't have a personality. Like, how you know? How you know in 2 minutes? I mean, like I said, he could just be nervous. But again, this is where like the courting will come into play, because his family would meet her and you know what I'm saying, and her family would meet him, and they were talking. I guarantee you, well, I don't know who her mom is, but if she got a halfway decent mother or father, and they meet this young man, they gonna cut for him. They gonna like him. Now they may not think that, you know, she be good for him. And going back to the Steve Harvey thing, like, you know, one statement he made was, he said he's 1,000, you know, team lawyer 1,000 because that's his daughter. Granted, sometimes you gotta listen to what people say and put the stuff together. Now, they try to say, oh, he's dissing, Michael B and stuff like that, but no, because he said it's good to get out early before it get expensive. And people kind of took offense to that, but what I was kind of thinking is, your loyalty is to your daughter, no matter what. I can remember when my daughter was younger and the guy said he wanted to date my daughter. I said, dude, let me tell you like this here, man. You have a problem. You'll have a problem. So you have to be on your P's and Q's, because if my child ever comes to me and says anything that you have done, anything to hurt her, it's going to be problems for you. Whether she lying or not, she could flat out say that so-and-so hit me and you not lay a hand on her, and I'm coming for you. Because, I mean, but I don't know that she's lying, but she could be lying. And you can sit here and try to talk your way out of it. And she come to me and she's crying and she's hurt, because you know women can shed tears real easy and lie and shed tears at the same time. Then that's going to be a problem for you, a major problem for you. Like, oh man, that's not fair because she lying. I said, dude, that's my daughter. What am I supposed to do? No, so that's where my loyalty lie. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why I'm thinking, that's how I'm thinking Steve Harvey is thinking. It's like, he know who his daughter is. He know who Laura is. He know, everybody knows who she's dated, who she's been around, who she's been seen with, associated with. And everybody know Michael B. Jordan's a good guy. I just had a third hand. You ain't never heard nothing bad about him. So he probably say it's good that y'all got it over with now, because let's just say y'all got married and then y'all figured out that, you know, y'all wasn't for each other, and now y'all trying to divorce. It's gonna cost. Michael B. Jordan, most likely, especially if they get married in California, it's gonna cost. Lawyer's gonna cost for a while, so it's best to get out early before it gets too expensive. That's what he's talking about. He's probably saying it for Michael Jordan's sake, for his benefit. I mean, that's what I see. But anyway, back to the nuclear physicist, the whole speed dating thing. The issue, I think the speed dating shows a problem. It's like real life for women, but in a matter, but only in a flash, blink of an eye, if you will. Because what it do with speed dating? So women, you got a lot of guys that want to talk to you. So like Pineapple Show, a lot of guys coming, want to talk to you. And you like, you know, dudes, like I said, they try to throw meat at you since you was 12. So if you halfway look decent, got a nice smile, depending on how your voice is, you know, and quiet and stuff like that, and giggling every time, at every word he say, oh yeah, that's exactly what he want to do. So you got a whole bunch of guys trying to talk to you, trying to get with you, you know, and so you feel like, you know, the Queen of Sheba, like the greatest thing since sliced bread. But in the end, you got to make a choice, or you don't have to make a choice, but you got to make a choice, a decision, and that decision you got to live with until it's time for the next decision. But the thing about it is, speed dating, and then they all those choices, like nuclear physicist, is gone, and then you left with, what you say, a guy who's in school, ain't really, no, ain't got his stuff together, whatever. But you going with his you got him because of his personality. But he had the same damn personality in 30 years and ain't done nothing with it. But this dude ain't got no personality. And like I said, done traveled the world, making good money, live, you know what I'm saying, got his family in a nice neighborhood, said the third, he taking care of responsibility. But he ain't got the personality that you like. And then 20 years from now, you're like, dang, I messed up with this dude. I wouldn't know where so-and-so at. This, that, and the third. Like, what's the girl that sit there and try to say that she dated LeBron, like, back in high school or something, or try to insinuate she dated LeBron back in high school, but she married and her marriage is like going through problems, stuff like that, and on some kind of reality TV show or whatever, and she's, you know, putting all this out there while still married, whatever the case may be. That's the stuff I'm talking about. That is nothing new. That is not unusual. That is like real life just happening in the blink of an eye. Woman get married to a guy that she thought who she wanted, but it ain't what she needed. And they have problems, and now she's thinking about that dude that she wish she would stay with a guy, but she wanted to go out here and deal with this guy because he was more fun, he had more time for this and the third. But I mean, it's a growing list. Like I said, I'm not knocking, because men do it too, but the thing is, when men get older, like I say, our options do not diminish unless you just slouchy and ain't doing nothing. Then you can kill it. But if you still out there doing stuff for yourself and making money, making business, making boss moves. Cause let's just say like LeBron and his wife, if they were not married right now, and you put them both, let's say in a room or somewhere, and just let nature take club, let nature take its course, it's gonna be more women who's gonna be surrounding LeBron, trying to talk to LeBron, even if he wasn't just as famous as he is. But hell, he's tall, he's athletic, and and you're gonna assume he got money. There's gonna be more women, older and younger, what they say, your aunties and your sisters and your daughters are all gonna try to holler at LeBron. But little Savannah, is that her name? His wife over here, he live over there. A dude every now and then is gonna look over there, gonna wink, gonna tell the bartender, buy a drink, this, that, and the third. And you may have a couple, but LeBron gonna have a whole club full of women trying to holler at him. If they at the same age they at now. You might say, well, that's because he's famous as LeBron. Again, that's what women are attracted to. So anybody, even if you're not famous, if you're, like I said, making money, making boss move business, people, the way you carry yourself will get more people to notice you. And then once they notice that somebody else is noticing you, somebody else is noticing you, somebody else is noticing you, then everybody's going to migrate over and going to want a piece of that too. But you can't tell them that. You can't tell people. You can't tell women that. They gonna have to. A lot of them just have to see it for themselves. But it's all good. But now the third story we'll talk about is the rapper Trouble. Now I never heard none of his music. I'm not really into the new music. But I heard he's popular, sounded big deal. Done been on like songs with Drake and other folks like that. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, rest in peace to that young guy, because that's a hell of a way. That's a dumb way to die. When you, again, somebody you just met, and she giving up the cakes, and then you go to her house. That's the number one rule that you do not do. And that's where us guys are failing these youngsters. Instead of us talking about other men or what other men should be doing for each other, we need to be talking about, and women too, we need to be talking about what we can do to train these youngsters to do right. Find older guys who are doing right, older women who are doing right, to train these youngsters to do right. If we can't do it ourselves, because that young man now, if he knew game rule number one is that when you messing with a chick, you never go to her house. But again, the courting stage would have like eliminated all this, because one, you can meet a chick, get to know her. Now, if you trying to talk to her for a while, and some vibes are off, like, well, she ain't never around, or he's like, or she say the same about him, we only talk at certain times of the day, or we only text like a couple times a day, and stuff like that. And when she claiming one thing but doing another, and vice versa, the courting process will give you time to say, I can't deal with that person, maybe some other time in the future. And you move on and go on to the next one. But the way things are going now, from courting to dating to just meet somebody today and just knocking them down. And like I said, he's a rapper, so she's probably, what do you call it? Infatuated with the rapper just by his title. And she invites the dude over. And him, like, I don't want to say the dummy, but like the not understanding the game, not understanding the rules, person that he was, he went right over there. Now, like I said, if you got to know him, then eventually you would have figured out that there's a guy that was living there. Now, she said, you know, police report, and you know what? People lie. I'm just gonna say, situations like this, that gal is lying something. Something about her story is not gonna be 100% true. That's one thing I do know. I've never heard anyone tell when they getting caught up in something that's not right. I never heard anyone tell the 100% truth. Never. You know how I know? Because that's why Brother Trouble got killed. Because that gal he was with, I guarantee it, did not tell her that this dude lives with her. She put him out last week because he wasn't paying bills. It don't matter. Because you know what? Put him out now. He been living with you for 3 years, and you actually think you just gonna say leave and he gone and it's over? It don't work that way. There's some emotional, so I'm sure he don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure in those 3 years, and I had plenty of intercourse, all kinds of stuff. You know, that's a spiritual connection. You think that dude gonna, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, he lives there. And so now you done put the dude out on the street. So now he's like got probably anxiety, stressing out because he ain't got nowhere to go. So he's like, you know, he ain't got nothing to lose. But it's funny how all these stories, people ain't got no job, but somehow they find a dang on gun. They can buy a gun or something. They ain't got no jobs, they ain't got no money, they pay no bill, but you can buy a gun, bro? I don't give a damn if it's legal or illegal. Your priorities are like, or maybe he been had the gun, but still, you ain't, should have pawned that song. No, I'm just but you gotta find a way to get out there and make money. You may not make the money you want, but you can get out there and make money. And then somebody living with you and she paying bills, shoot, that should be all right for you to go get any kind of job, because you're gonna put in on it. But anyway, the issue is on her part, she brought, you know, talking bad enough, you talking to a dude when you know you got a crazy dude that you just had an issue with who's violent. And within a week or two, you got another guy coming over to your house. I'm sure that this guy has called. I'm sure he has came over to the house since the time that she put him out. Probably talking sweet, probably threatening her or whatever. But she saw this guy trouble, and I've heard stories about when women be in relationships with guys. You know, guys that be abusive, you know, guys ain't about nothing, but they threaten these females and stuff like that. They go out and find another dude, talk to another dude, try to find a more hood or more street dude to come around that's going to keep that dude, put him quote unquote in place. The problem is everybody's a fool. You know, you got fools out there now. Everybody acting a fool right now. And folks are killing folk left and right. They don't care about your life. So you are at the mercy of these devils out here, these demons that they call themselves. They not caring. And so this dude goes in and supposedly, now what she says is she wakes up to the guy hitting her in the face. Right? So on that, and the police said the door was forced open. So if the door was forced open, that means he kicked the door in. So nobody heard anything. I mean, damn, y'all must have been sleeping real hard, or y'all couldn't hear what's going on in the front. The dude kicked your front door open, and y'all was like knocked out. But I think she felt at ease and at peace because there was a guy in her bed, and she felt like if the dude did come in, he couldn't hurt him because this is trouble. You know, the guy's trouble. You know, he probably got street cred. He's gonna put the dude in place, but I don't care. Bullet don't know who you are, don't care who you are. When that sun gun coming at you, it's gonna do what it's supposed to do. But this young brother Trouble, man, he should have. Now, like I say, rule one, you never go to a woman's house, period. You know, because I'm quite sure you probably asked, you know, you got a man, but that's what stuff we used to ask back in the day. You got a man, got a boyfriend? Like, nah, I did, but you know, I just broke up with somebody. That's a red flag right there. I just broke up with somebody over a 3-year relationship. Oh, that's a red flag right there. nah, we can talk, whatever the case may be, but nah, I'm not going to your house no time soon. It's gonna be a minute. Shoot, you know what I'm saying? I heard stories too. Remember, dude was dating this woman. She was married, but I think her and her husband was separated, and I think they did end up getting divorced, but they were separated at the time, and he said that she invited him over to her house. Now, he was ready to go, but then, you know, guys like myself was like, dude, nah, bro, don't do that. Don't ever go to no woman's house. Married woman, why you dealing with a married woman? Well, you know, she's separated. Nah, bro. No, because you know what? I've seen that, been in that situation. First thing women want to do is separate because they want to go out there and kick it for a little while, and then they ready to get back with you. You know what I'm saying? That's just something a bunch of women do. I mean, seen the story, heard the story too many times. So it's like, nah, don't go over there because you don't know that dude. If she married, that dude got keys to the house. He got rights to the house. He can go in. I'm sure his name's on the lease or the mortgage, whatever it is. He got rights to the house. He can walk in there at any time and whoop your butt or put you down. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and you have no legal recourse that can help you because all she got to do is lie for him. And all he got to do is lie and say he didn't know who you were, thought somebody break into his house. And it's over. In your life, you know what I'm saying? And people gonna believe that you actually broke into somebody's house, but then somebody else gonna say, man, he was messing with that woman, you know, sleeping with her, blah, blah, blah. It's like, and what they said, so, you know, unless you got proof, but it don't matter because, like I said, that's his dwelling, not yours. So it's like, so I don't think he ended up going. I don't think he ended up going, but still, it's like I say, man, that's rule number one, man. You never go to no broad house. That's number one, been married, or dating somebody for a long period of time, or whatever the case may be, and then all of a sudden here you go. You know, all of a sudden they come and want to invite you over to their house. Like I said, that's right there. I mean, sure that'll get you killed every time. But anyway, that's all I got right now. I could ramble on this all night because all three situations to me are like bad for the guys. I mean, not really bad. I'll say yes. Mr. Trouble, him dying, that was bad. Michael B. Jordan, I mean, the breakup. Nobody wants to break up, but I mean, hell, like Steve Harvey said, better to find out when you're young than when it get expensive. And then that goes for the guy with the nuclear physicist. It's like, I think he dodged a bullet because I don't think she would be the woman for him. At least not right now. Now, who knows? Maybe 10 years from now, she will come to her senses. Within the next 10 years, she learned a lot, listened to these older women, because there was women on this show that actually told her about herself too, and told her how wrong she was. And he was like women that were dating coaches and talk about what the unexpected expectation these women have. I mean, the not unexpected, the unattainable expectation these women have when it comes to these guys they want, or they think they got this infinite amount of time to go out and play, because all the women say what they want to do what men do. But the problem is you can't. Just like we can't do what you do, but you can't do what we do. That's just not how the world works. You can't reinvent the wheel. You can't change what the creator created. You just can't. I don't care how bad you want to be a transgender or be bi what they call it, whatever. When you ain't got no gender parts, don't want to claim to be no binary, whatever the case, whatever bull coin that you want to put out there, it still doesn't matter. You can't corrupt nature, because nature is going to want. Because eventually, you know what nature's going to do? Nature's going to purge itself. When there's a lot of sicknesses and its problems, that's why it'll rain. That's why you'll see like wildfires, because this is nature. You know, nature's way of cleansing, feeding itself to keep things back in order. So eventually, as man sit here and try to do these things that are unnatural, like the dating, like I say, and the, you know what I'm saying, sleeping with folks, you know what I'm saying, first time you see him, and then, you know, whatever the case may be, eventually it's gonna come full circle to where it goes back to where it needs to be. That's just the way life is. Anyway, let me get out of here, man. I've held y'all long enough. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Been a long day. So I'm ready to go and relax for the evening. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully have a great weekend. I want y'all to have a great weekend too. With that being said, hey, leave your comments in the comment box section below, and then share this with the world. Tell me what you think. Do you think the courting process needs to return? I already said I do. With that being said, I leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.